Hey VC, this is Jonathan, your cheap and cheerful record collector. Hope everybody had a great New Year's Eve and managed to make it through the year. This video is going to be a contest entry for Andrew in the Crate, who just reached 500 subscribers, which is very, very impressive. So I want to congratulations on that, Andrew. It's a great milestone. I can't imagine ever getting even close to that, but you know, you got a great channel. I love the way you talk about records. You have a lot of knowledge, and you put it out there, and it's fun. So I enjoy watching your channel for sure. So the contest entry is to find and show an artist that does a cover of another artist's work, another singer's work, and not just copies it, but someone does something different with it, makes it their own, basically. So as soon as he did that, as soon as he mentioned this, as soon as I watched that first video, this record just sprang right into my mind immediately. And then I said, all right, I got to do a video on that. So the first one that came right to my mind, first off, was Patti Smith, Horses, when she does Gloria. I mean, first time I heard this, it was like a revelation. She took that song and tore it apart and put it back together again and just did an amazing job of it. A great album, but Gloria kicks this album off, is fantastic. I'm very lucky I got to see Patti Smith right after this album came out at a small club in about an hour north of New York City. Maybe there were 150 people in the club, and she just gave a performance just like unbelievable. What a great rock experience. But yeah, let's start off with Patti Smith and her version of Gloria by Van Morrison. A great start. Next one, I just happened to stumble across. I was listening to some CDs in my car, which is the only place I listen to CDs. And as I'm listening to it, I'm going, oh my God, that's perfect for this video. So it is Dr. John meets Duke Ellington. And the song out of this album, that whole album is great. I mean, the whole album is an album of Duke Ellington songs. But the one I like the best is It Don't Mean a Thing If It Ain't Got That Swing. Dr. John just put some New Orleans funk into that, and it is fantastic. I don't know if people know this album or not, but there it is. There's the cover. So Dr. John meets Duke Ellington. I mean, he does Satin Doll, Mood Indigo, Don't Get Around Much Anymore, In My Solitude, I'm Going Fishing. It's a great album. But it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. He just funks that song up, and it's just fantastic. One of my favorites. All right, next one. I played this album the other day, put it on my Facebook page. This is a Bob Dylan album that got a lot of slack when it first came out, but I liked it then, and I still like it. And it is Self-Portrait. This is from 19... It doesn't say here. I'm going to say it's from the late 70s. This is a whole album of covers. Love that picture on the back, obviously at Woodstock. But the song on here that I like the best is his version of Paul Simon's The Boxer. He does a duet with himself. He sang it once and then recorded himself singing it again. Really great self-duet on The Boxer by Paul Simon. Definitely changes it around, makes it his own. I mean, the whole album is great. There's a lot of good stuff on here. Blue Moon is a great version. The Mighty Quinn, Man for Man song. So that's this one from Bob Dylan. The Boxer, Paul Simon. Next one is a record I picked up just recently, and really happy to add it to my collection. And it is Ricky Nelson and the Stone Canyon Band. The album is called Rudy the Fifth. And there are some clunkers on here, but overall the album is really good. And he does a great version of Love Minus Zero No Limit by Bob Dylan. And he took that and changed that around and did a great job on that. He also does a good job on Dylan's Just Like a Woman. Unfortunately, his version of Honky Tonk Man is really terrible. But the rest of the album is really good. There's some great stuff on here. So I like this album a lot. Rick Nelson, Rudy the Fifth, and it's with the Stone Canyon Band. But his version of Dylan's Love Minus Zero, No Limit, great on here. Great. Next one. One of my favorite reggae band albums of all time. I don't think it's not out there a lot. You don't see this a lot, but I just love it. It's Toots in Memphis, so it's Toots My Tall, but he's recorded in Memphis with the Memphis Horns. And he does a version of Knock on Wood on here that will just blow you away. Unbelievable. I mean, it's fantastic. Fantastic. Toots and the My Talls. Toots in Memphis with the Memphis Horns. Knock on Wood. Next one I like up is Rockabilly Guy. Actually, the second wave of Rockabilly. It's Robert Gordon with Link Wray. Fresh Fish Special is the album. And on this album, he does a great version of Springsteen's Fire. Similar to Springsteen, but adds a little more rockabilly flair to it. So it's great. I love that version of it. Robert Gordon, Link Wray, doing Springsteen's Fire. Next one, this is a 12-inch single I picked up recently at a Goodwill. I was really lucky to find this. And it's the great Chet Baker doing Elvis Costello's Almost Blue. And it's great. It's pretty fantastic. Very weird. They have the same on both sides. It's not a different take. It's not a different it's the same song, both sides, which is sort of weird. But anyway, that's the one I love. That Chet Baker, who was a jazz trumpet player singer, died in the 80s, heroin overdose. Actually fell out of a window in Amsterdam of a hotel, but it was he had a lot of drug problems. But anyway, Almost Blue, Elvis Costello song done by Chet Baker. Another one is an album. People probably know this album, but they may not know the original. This one has become so popular. It is Mike Bloomfield, Al Cooper, Stephen Stills on the Super Session album doing Donovan's Season of the Witch. This song has become so iconic that I don't think people realize that the original version was done by Donovan and done very differently. I think these guys really made it their own. And that's actually on side 2, so it's really just Stephen Stills and Al Cooper. It's not, the side 1 is the one that has Mike Bloomfield. So Stephen Stills and Al Cooper, Season of the Witch. I could have also easily picked out It Takes a Lot to Laugh, Takes a Train to Cry, Dylan song, which they do a great job on too, but the Season of the Witch is my favorite. And last but not least, jazz musicians have always taken popular songs and recorded them and played with them, improvised on them, etc. There was one song called My Favorite Things, which I think is from Sound of Music, which you know Julie Andrews' version of, very popular. John Coltrane took that song and made it his own. So John Coltrane's My Favorite Things, it's where he takes a standard pop song and completely owns it, changes it around, makes it his own. So those are my picks for musicians doing other musicians' songs, changing around and trying to make it their own. I hope you found something that maybe you didn't know before. And I thank everybody for watching. I thank all my subscribers. I really appreciate people taking the time out to watch the videos. And until next time, peace.